Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. Happy Valentine's Day. You know, few holidays are as polarizing as Valentine's Day. Some people view it as a fun day to shower the ones they love with chocolates, flowers, expensive meals, and other meaningful gifts, while other people feel like it's just an overrated holiday that was created by the candy and card companies to make a bunch of money. You know, and wherever you land on the spectrum, there is absolutely no denying that Valentine's Day at least has a very interesting history. And if you ever wondered how the day originated, what spurred those little candy conversation hearts, and what people's preferred romantic meal is, then you're in luck. Because I'm going to give you some weird facts about the most romantic day of the year, and some of them I think you're going to find are pretty shocking. The first one, did you know that medical lozenges inspired conversation hearts? No, it's true. Whether you like them or not, those chalky little hearts with short, sweet sayings are massively popular on Valentine's Day. And people buy nearly 13 million pounds of conversation hearts in the 6 weeks leading up to Valentine's Day. It's a lot of conversation hearts, and I gotta tell you, I try to eat as many of that 13 million pounds as I can. But you probably didn't know that those romantic candy staples got their start as a medical lozenge. You know, it's true. A pharmacist named Oliver Chase developed a lozenge cutter in 1847, and he quickly realized that it could be used to make confections as well. But they weren't heart-shaped at first. The candies started out in the shape of postcards, horseshoes, and shells. That's amazing. I couldn't imagine getting horseshoes, shells, or postcards. I prefer the hearts, I guess. I guess that's just what I'm accustomed to. Beautiful story, though. You know, and no one really knows who St. Valentine is. You know, you may be vaguely familiar with the idea that St. Valentine was a temple priest in the 1400s who was beheaded for helping Christian couples get married. But there are actually several different St. Valentines in Christian history. And in an article for the History Channel, writer Elizabeth Haynes noted that Valentinus was a popular name between the 2nd and 8th centuries, and several martyrs carried at least some variation of that moniker. You know, and enough confusion surrounded the true identity of St. Valentine that the Catholic Church discontinued liturgical veneration of him in 1969. Though his name remains on the list of officially recognized saints, they just don't do that anymore. Now, Valentine's Day started as a pagan fertility festival. Now, you're not going to believe this one. If you're one of those people who rolls your eyes at the cliche gifts of chocolates, cards, and roses on Valentine's Day, just be grateful you weren't celebrating it in its infancy. Now, according to National Geographic, its origins are far less romantic. It seems that Valentine's Day started as the pagan holiday of Lupercalia, which was a pretty gruesome holiday in its history. As the story goes, men would sacrifice a dog and a goat and then whip women with the animals' hides as a way of promoting fertility. Now, thankfully, Pope Galatius put a stop to that nonsense in the late 5th century, and February 14th became a day of feasts to celebrate the martyred St. Valentine instead. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's kind of a gruesome story, but I never would have thought of that as the history, so it's interesting to know. Also, fancy meals are overrated. That's what they say. If you think your significant other wants a big, expensive meal on the day of love, think again. In 2020, the Harris Poll conducted a survey via Instacart that shed some light on what people really want for a romantic meal. And according to the survey, 41% of Americans said that pizza was the most underrated Valentine's Day food. And 20% of respondents said that they secretly wished their partner would just make them a meal at home. Of course, if your sweetheart isn't a big pizza fan, the runners-up in that category were an all-dessert meal, 22%, 20% wanted fried chicken, 19% wanted barbecue, and 18% said tacos. Any of those sounds like a beautiful Valentine's Day meal. I think it's just the presence of you with your loved one that matters the most. But whatever you choose to cook, just know that 63% of Americans think the perfect Valentine's Day dinner is a thoughtful and personal home-cooked meal. And that's a lot cheaper than a 5-star restaurant, let me tell you. Plus, the quality of ingredients that you can buy at the grocery store and make it home for your loved one, it's just better. You know, inevitably, I always look at the going to the restaurants and spending a boatload of money on a meal, you know, kind of an overrated aspect of Valentine's Day, in that you could utilize that money to buy incredible ingredients and make a really intimate scenario at your home, you know, at your kitchen table with your loved ones, you know, whether it be just your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, or maybe it's people you care about, you know, including your family. You know, there's other ways to go. We don't always have to follow the trend or the common train of thought that everybody else is following. And I'm telling you, when you stop doing what everybody else is doing and start doing what's in your heart, these holidays and experiences are going to become much more meaningful for you. Now, I bet you didn't realize, but it's the 5th most expensive holiday. You know, it's funny that even though most people want to keep things low-key on Valentine's Day, this holiday still takes a hit on your pocketbook. Dig listed Valentine's Day as the 5th most expensive holiday in America, with people spending on average $162 per person. Now, Mother's Day has an average spend of $196. Back to school shopping, $697. Back to college shopping, $977. And the winter holidays, we tend to spend around $1,048 per person, which makes it the most expensive holiday of the year. So what are people buying this year? You know, SurveyMonkey says the majority of ladies are planning to pick up a greeting card and or candy for their Valentine. Most gents will be getting flowers, candy, and or jewelry for their loved one. Now, there's not a lot of love for Valentine's Day, though. You know, despite being one of the most expensive holidays of the year, it seems as though those cards, flowers, and candies are doing little to boost people's enthusiasm for Valentine's Day. It's true. Ironically, the holiday of love is one of the ones that people love to hate. And in all actuality, in 2021, researchers at AT&T analyzed over 1,000 posts about Valentine's Day on Reddit and found 50% of the comments were negative, 37% were positive, and 13% were neutral. You know, and a lot of users commented that Valentine's Day felt like a fake and overly commercialized holiday, or that the real holiday is February 15th, when all the candy goes on sale. Sounds like a Reddit comment. That's awesome. A lot of honesty there. I love that. You know, but the reason why they dislike the holiday might have something to do with the most popular word associated with Valentine's Day in the threads was the word lonely. And you know, I just want to mention, if you don't have somebody in your life, a loved one or somebody you can specifically care for as it relates to the Valentine's Day holiday, how about going and buying some flowers and a card for somebody anonymous and just making their day? You know, if you were to go to an old folks home or a retirement community and ask them at the front desk, is there somebody here who's single, maybe a woman or a man, and would it be okay if I were to give them a Valentine present? And you could just make somebody's day and completely change their year. I mean, if you feel lonely, I guarantee you there are other people out there that feel lonely as well. So why not change somebody's experience on this day? If you're aware of somebody who's alone, or you have somebody that you care about, why not share Valentine's Day with them? It doesn't have to be a lovingly intimate situation. It could just be here's some flowers on a card. I wanted you to know that somebody was thinking about you today. And that's all you got to say. And that's all you got to do to change somebody's life, maybe forever. You never know the impact you could have, but it could be tremendous. Think about doing that today. Even if you do have somebody in your life, think about doing that today. You know what? It's your good deed, and what you put out there, you get back time and time again. Be good to yourself, but you know what? Be good to humanity and be good to other people. Give it a shot. Today's a beautiful day to start. And Valentine's Day is gaining popularity. I know I just said it's on the down, but evidently it's on the upturn as well. Thanks to Leslie Knope. Now, I don't know if you know who she is, but she's the fictional character from NBC's comedy, Parks and Recreation. And there's a new holiday that's been gaining popularity among women in recent years. And instead of focusing on romantic partners, on February 13th, they now celebrate Galentines days. And it's all about ladies celebrating ladies. Yes, empowerment. I love it. And if you need ideas on how to participate, Good Housekeeping has you covered. If you were to go out and Google Galentines Day ideas and Good Housekeeping, it'll pull up all types of amazing ideas, such as a game night, maybe painting, a brunch. Even people are indicating they'd like to go bowling. Hey, I'd like to go bowling. Bowling is a lot of fun, And whatever it is that you and other gals like doing together, you should do it. And you know what? Don't just do it on February 13th. Get together with friends and those you care about and celebrate things on the 15th or the 16th or the 17th. But you can have Galentine's Day at any point in time. And I think it's important to have camaraderie and for women to empower each other. Because you're beautiful, you're amazing, you have so much to offer, and like I've always said to all of our CEOs and to our organizations, 50% of the best ideas have been sitting on the sideline for far too long. And as we integrate women into our business infrastructure, into our society more and more, we garner value from their ideas. Value that I believe is so tremendous, it could turn around the U.S. economy and formulate a very productive future for not only this country, but for a lot of businesses out there. So you go, girls, get together and celebrate your empowerment. I'm with you 100%. And that concludes my Valentine's Day run. But I hope you enjoyed the facts that I shared with you. I told you some of them were going to be surprising. Listen, don't forget, today is Valentine's Day. Reach out and hug your family. I want you to remember that I care about you, I believe in you, and I know that if anybody can do it, you can. Happy Valentine's Day, my friends. I'll be back tomorrow with some really amazing stuff. Let's keep this train moving forward as we build the lives we want to live and we achieve the goals we set for ourselves. I care about you. Take care. Talk to you tomorrow.